Hello everyone, I am Nevaeh Grace. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad to have you here. And I hope that you guys are glad to be listening to me. I'm just going to be talking about casual Bible discussions, casual Bible studies throughout the course of whatever this YouTube channel will be. The number one promise that I will make to you guys though is that I'm going to cover every single chapter. Just every single chapter. That's the number one promise that I will make to you guys. Whether it be just me reading it with you guys, or me actually doing a whole deep dive video on that, or maybe even a quick short. Also, something I thought might be fun would be like trivia videos. Like just fun trivia over a book of the Bible or a few chapters or whatever it will be. I'm sure typically it will be a book, but you never know. You don't know what's going to happen. I don't even know what's going to happen. This is just something fun for all of us Jesus freaks to just geek out. You know, very, very safe and positive environment. And with that, I thought maybe in this first video, I should share with you my testimony. I grew up in a Christian household, meaning I was always going to church, and it was great. So much, like Bible studies and Sunday schools or whatever your church calls it. But I've never, ever heard during those childhood years that God is good. Now, I'm here creating this channel today because I found out that God is good. It took me a while to realize that, though. So I start questioning, hey, is God good? If God is really good, why doesn't this church teach that? Why can't I hear that in the church that I'm at? If God is good, tell me that God is good. Don't fill it with some big, theological stuff. I just want to hear that God is good. I am 5 years old. I want to hear that God is good. You know what I mean? I'm not 5 years old now, but I was then. Anyways, eventually I opened my Bible and I started reading. And I'm like, why does my Bible say this, but this church do that? You know what I mean? Like, the church I was going to completely contradicted everything that I was reading in the Bible. And I was like, maybe this God guy is a big jerk. I mean, if the Bible's saying that God is good, the church I'm going to is barely talking about God. Maybe God is a jerk. Maybe. And I go to my mom with these questions. I had divorced parents, so the church I was going to was with my dad. And my mom never really talked to me much on religion. But I decided to go up to her. I go, hey Mom, is God a big poopy head? And my mom's just like, very caught off guard by that. Because she knew that my dad has been teaching me about religion and stuff. Never teach your children on religion. Teach them on Jesus. That is the biggest advice I would give to any parent. Just don't do that. Don't teach your child about the religion or denomination. Teach them about Jesus, what Jesus did for us, and who Jesus was. Teach them that story of Jesus and a boat, talking about, fishers of men. You know, that's one of my favorite ones. It really shows his character. Anyways, so I go to my mom, and I say that, right? And my mom kind of looks at me confused, and it was a Sunday morning, actually. So she sat down with me and watched a church service of a different church. And that pastor said, God is good. And I was like, hold up. This God guy, he's good? What the heck? You know? When did this God guy become good? When did that happen? So I started following that church because I was just like, what is this? And I started praying too. I was like, Father, if you're good and if you love me, show me a sign that you love me. And instantly, one of the cats at my house comes up to me and starts like being lovable with my legs. I mean, this cat like is always like hiding somewhere. It's not a lap cat. It wouldn't just do that. And that's what happened. And I was just like, okay, God, you do love me. And that was good for a while. You know, I was cool with God and I felt loved. And I wanted to go deeper. Like anyone does. And I started talking to different people. Some people that I shouldn't have been talking to. Very, very religious people. Who were all just like, get rid of everything that you like. And just spend every single day watching TVN. No more Looney Tunes. No more SpongeBob or whatever. You know, and it's just like, I'm 10. I'm not going to spend all day watching TBN. Actually, I think I was like 13 or 16 or whatever. I don't know how old I was, man. And I was old enough to get a boyfriend, because around the time I also got a boyfriend who was just like, forget this religious stuff, that's stupid. You know? And trying to make me do all this bad stuff, no good stuff. And I was like, having two different weights put on me from two different ends, you know, this hyper-religious person and this atheist. And I'm just like, what do I do? But, you know, the guy was really, really, really cute. So, obviously I went with the guy. Because that's what you do when a guy's cute, right? You follow the guy. 10 out of 10 would not recommend. But anyways, I started hanging out with this guy. And I'm like, I'm not having Jesus in my life anymore when I'm around this guy. And I started to really feel that. I was just like, I need Jesus in my life. I can't just keep doing this without Jesus. I cannot do this. And I sat down with this guy and talked to him about it. And we started reading our Bible. Well, at the same time, we were practicing not good things as well. And it was very, very, I wouldn't even use lukewarm. Like, it was awful. It was awful, man. So after that, or after a while, I got him to spend the night with me on Valentine's Day. We had a sleepover. It was nice. Lots of movies. We cuddled and watched movies. And I still was going to church at that point. And so I was just like, okay, it's Sunday morning. We need to go to church. I don't think he fully wanted to at first. But I was just like, I'll be okay. So he sits with me at church. And this church service, and he gives his life to Christ later that day. I pray with him, and it's very, very beautiful. But yeah, I realized that I got addicted to the stuff that we were doing that wasn't good, that wasn't Christian. And so I was trying to teach him how to be Christian while I was still wanting to do the not Christian stuff, which eventually led to him breaking up with me. And during that time apart, I really, really, really wanted them back. He's so freaking cute. So obviously I started practicing Christianity for this guy. You know, never, ever, ever let a guy have this big of an influence in your life. Just don't do it. Turns out great for me, because that's when I decided, you know what, I'm going to be a full-time Christian. And that's when I decided, in all of my years of studying and helping people with Christianity, I have a lot of resources in my back pocket. And that's kind of what I want to unload on this channel. It's just all of those resources I have. I'm going to have, like, everything in the description. Or, that's what it's called, right? Like, below the video. I'm just going to have it, like, all down there. And, like, after each video, so you guys can read and do your research too. And I'm going to make the video titles what we're reading and like what I'm talking about. So please, please, please read those chapters or verses or however big of a section I want to be talking about that day. Read that before coming to me, or after coming to me, or at any time. Please, just make sure to read that. No, and I'm not just saying that just to say that. I'm saying that because I've had pastors who I followed, but I believe what they said before I read the chapter and its context and everything that was happening. And I've made a few mistakes because of that. And I don't want y'all to do that too. I want you guys to be able to watch videos and read articles and whatever. I want you guys to do research on the Bible, but I also want you guys to know what the Bible's actually saying. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Yeah, that's a little bit about me. Oh, and fun fact, my favorite book in the Bible is Ruth, because I'm addicted to romance. Who would have guessed after how much I just talked about this one guy, huh? Anyways, I'm going to go do something. I don't know. I'm really bad at this still because this is my first video. But make sure to like and subscribe and have a blessed rest of your day. Thank you and good night.